Bottom line, I simply want to make ever better car, no matter what kind of the powertrain they have.
For years, the Toyota Tacoma has stood as a symbol of reliability, ruggedness, and unmatched loyalty among truck enthusiasts. But what if I told you that behind the scenes, cracks have been forming? Cracks that Toyota has finally admitted to, leaving everyone stunned. Reports are emerging, sales numbers are raising eyebrows, and Toyota, the automaker known for its silence, has finally spoken. So what exactly did they say? And what could possibly be so urgent that it compelled them to address the growing storm around Tacoma? Most importantly, how will this impact not only current owners, but also everyone? We need to talk about this because this revelation could affect not just the Tacoma, but the entire midsize truck market. What's happening? Let's say you are someone who swore by the Tacoma, a proud owner who believed they had invested in a legacy. For years, it was a vehicle you could rely on without a second thought. It tackled muddy trails, hauled seemingly impossible loads, and refused to flinch in the face of adversity. Its reputation wasn't built on flashy ads or gimmicks, but on real-world grit, performance, and reliability. But even the strongest foundations can show cracks over time. Slowly, almost invisibly, the shine started to fade. Dedicated Tacoma owners began noticing the little things. A slight drop in resale value here, a buggy new feature there. At first, these quirks seemed inconsequential, easy to brush off. After all, how could a name as iconic as the Tacoma ever falter? Yet, behind the scenes, whispers of slipping sales and increasingly aggressive competitors started to circulate. The loyal fan base, once unshakable, began to question what was happening. For many, these doubts remained just whispers. Faith in the Tacoma and its reputation kept skepticism at bay. The idea of its dominance being challenged felt almost unthinkable, and Toyota, known for its steadfast silence, offered little explanation to stop the unease. But now, those whispers have grown into a storm. The undeniable reality is here. Something fundamental has shifted. The trust that once seemed indestructible has been shaken, and the Tacoma's place as the undisputed king of midsize trucks no longer feels as secure as it once did. The shifting landscapes. Numbers rarely lie, and the ones emerging around the Tacoma are difficult to ignore. For the first time in what feels like forever, Tacomas are not flying off dealership lots. Across the country, certain trims are sitting idle, collecting dust as potential buyers hesitate. And while Toyota may have once owned this segment outright, its competitors are now making significant gains. Sales reports show a surprising uptick for models like the Ford Ranger, the Chevrolet Colorado, and even the Jeep Gladiator. These are not the fringe players they once were. They are now legitimate threats. Think of the midsize truck market as a bustling city. For years, the Tacoma was the thriving downtown district where everyone wanted to be. Now, newer competitors feel like shiny, buzzing neighborhoods that are drawing all the attention, while Tacoma's corner feels quieter than anyone expected. Buyers are exploring fresh options, lured by innovations and features that Toyota has been slow to match. And then there's the recent acknowledgement from Toyota. After months of silence, they have finally spoken, admitting that something needs to change. It is a stark contrast to the confidence the brand once exuded, and it raises the question, what exactly has gone wrong? Toyota's silence has broken, but the answers they have provided are as unsettling as the questions they leave behind. The first causes emerge. So how did the Toyota Tacoma find itself in this precarious position? One of the clearest answers lies in its pricing strategy. Over the years, the Tacoma was celebrated not just for its reliability, but also for its accessibility. It was the kind of truck that could fit the budget of hardworking individuals who needed a dependable tool without breaking the bank. But the pricing landscape has shifted dramatically, and with it, Toyota's customer base. Take the newest generation of the Tacoma, for example. Its starting price has soared well beyond what many longtime fans expected. The increase is not just a minor adjustment, it is a significant jump that feels almost disconnected from the Tacoma's roots. As Toyota added new technology and features, the cost of ownership skyrocketed. While premium trims like the Limited and TRD Pro have always been positioned as higher-end options, even the base models are now priced at levels that rival luxury brand vehicles. And it is not just about the numbers. Pricing changes like these create a ripple effect. They shift perceptions and alienate customers who once saw the Tacoma as an affordable and straightforward option. Instead of being the truck that anyone could rely on, it risks becoming the truck that only a few can afford. Could this be the beginning of the unraveling? It is a question that Toyota must reckon with as the effects of this pricing strategy continue to unfold. connecting the past to the present. But pricing is only one piece of the puzzle. Another significant challenge lies in Toyota's design philosophy, which for years relied on a tried and true formula. The Tacoma's rugged and simplistic design was part of its charm, a no-frills approach that prioritized functionality over flash. However, the market has evolved, and so have customer expectations. Rivals like the Ford Ranger and Chevrolet Colorado have introduced designs that blend ruggedness with modernity, offering spacious interiors and cutting-edge features that feel tailored to today's buyers. The Tacoma, by comparison, has struggled to adapt. Critics have pointed to its cramped cabin, especially in the rear seats, as a major drawback. While Toyota made minor adjustments to improve legroom in the newest generation, it still falls short when compared to its competitors. The market demands vehicles that are as comfortable for families as they are for off-road enthusiasts, and the Tacoma's interior feels stuck in the past. This design stagnation is not just a missed opportunity, it is a missed connection with loyal customers who once felt understood by Toyota. These were the buyers who appreciated the Tacoma's straightforward design because it felt like it was made for them. Now, with competitors innovating at a rapid pace, that connection feels frayed. Toyota must grapple with the consequences of sticking too closely to tradition while the world around it has changed. The cracks in the Tacoma's legacy are no longer subtle, they are visible and growing, and Toyota's recent admission suggests that the company knows it. But the depth of the issue is still unfolding, and the full story is far from over. The inconvenient numbers. At first glance, the Toyota Tacoma's struggles might seem surprising, but a closer look at the numbers begins to unravel the story. The midsize pickup segment is one of the most competitive in the automotive world, and customer preferences have evolved in ways that even Toyota underestimated. When surveyed, a significant number of potential buyers expressed dissatisfaction with the Tacoma's interior space and the technology it offers. These issues aren't just minor gripes, they represent a fundamental disconnect between what customers expect and what Toyota has been delivering. Imagine stepping into a competitor's truck like the Ford Ranger or Chevrolet Colorado. You're greeted by roomy interiors, advanced infotainment systems, and features that feel designed for the modern driver. Then picture stepping into the Tacoma, where the cabin feels tighter, the technology less intuitive, and the design more dated. It's like walking into a house that hasn't been renovated in decades. Sure, it's functional, but it doesn't inspire confidence or excitement. One particularly glaring statistic came from a recent survey of truck owners. Nearly 60% of respondents ranked interior space as one of the top 3 priorities when choosing a midsize truck. Yet the Tacoma remains one of the most cramped options in the segment. And when it comes to technology, over 70% of potential buyers said they wanted seamless smartphone integration and state-of-the-art navigation systems. The Tacoma, while capable in many ways, struggles to keep up with these expectations. Toyota's oversight in this area is difficult to ignore. It's as if they were relying on their legacy to carry them forward, failing to anticipate the shifts in consumer priorities. While the Tacoma was busy holding on to its traditional values, competitors were quietly setting the new standard, and those standards have left Toyota playing catch-up in a game where speed is everything. Competitor triumphs in Toyota's silence. While Toyota grappled with these missteps, competitors saw an opportunity, and they seized it. Ford's Ranger introduced innovative features like terrain management systems and customizable driving modes. The Jeep Gladiator leaned into its off-road identity, offering features that resonated deeply with adventure enthusiasts. Meanwhile, the Chevrolet Colorado redefined comfort and practicality, appealing to families and daily drivers alike. Toyota's response? Silence. For years, they seemed unwilling to acknowledge the growing gap between the Tacoma and its rivals. And in that silence, competitors controlled the narrative. Potential buyers, once loyal to Toyota, began exploring alternatives. And what did they find? Trucks that not only met their needs, but exceeded their expectations. Imagine a loyal Tacoma owner walking into a Ford dealership for the first time. They're drawn in by the Ranger's sleek design, then sold on its practicality and features. It's a scenario playing out more frequently than Toyota would like to admit. This migration isn't just about individual customers, it signals a larger image problem. When a brand known for reliability and dominance begins losing its grip, it sends ripples throughout the industry. And for Toyota, those ripples are starting to feel like waves. The question remains, why did Toyota wait so long to address these issues? Was it overconfidence, or did they genuinely believe their reputation could withstand the pressure? Either way, their silence allowed competitors to shape the market, leaving Toyota with an uphill battle to reclaim its position. The domino effect. The Tacoma's challenges don't exist in isolation. Instead, they are part of a larger ecosystem where every decision or lack thereof affects the entire chain. The rise in pricing alienated budget-conscious buyers. The switch to a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine raised doubts about reliability. The cramped interior and outdated technology pushed potential customers to competitors. These factors, individually problematic, combine to create a perfect storm. Picture a row of dominoes. Each decision Toyota made, or failed to make, represents a single piece. The pricing strategy nudges the first domino, setting off a chain reaction. Buyers, frustrated by the higher costs, begin looking elsewhere. As they explore other options, they discover better interiors, more advanced tech, and competitive pricing. Those discoveries erode trust in Toyota, further tipping the scales in favor of rivals. This domino effect extends beyond sales numbers. Dealers, once confident in the Tacoma's ability to sell itself, are now grappling with inventory piling up on their lots. Meanwhile, industry analysts are starting to question whether the Tacoma's dominance was ever as secure as it seemed. Is this a temporary stumble, or the start of a long slide? That's the question hovering over Toyota's headquarters and the broader automotive world. And while the answers remain unclear, one thing is certain: the Tacoma is no longer untouchable. Toyota's admission. After years of silence, Toyota finally broke its silence, and the revelation has left the industry in shock. The automaker acknowledged what many had suspected. The Tacoma's struggles aren't just a fluke. They are the result of strategic missteps and a failure to adapt to a changing market. This level of transparency is almost unheard of from Toyota, a company that has built its reputation on consistency and reliability. But the shock doesn't end there. Toyota's admission included details that have sent ripples through the community. For instance, they conceded that the turbocharged 4-cylinder engine might not meet the reliability standards customers have come to expect. They also acknowledged the need to rethink their approach to pricing and interior design, hinting at potential changes in future models. The reactions have been swift and varied. Loyal Toyota fans expressed a mix of relief and disappointment. Relief that the company is finally addressing these issues, but disappointment that it took so long. Industry insiders, meanwhile, are divided. Some applaud Toyota's honesty, while others see it as a sign of desperation. Regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear: Toyota's admission marks a turning point. It's a moment that will shape not just the Tacoma's future, but the broader perception of Toyota as a brand. And as the dust begins to settle, the focus now shifts to what comes next. Will Toyota's next move be enough to restore faith in the Tacoma, or has the damage already been done? Inside the decision-making. To understand how the Toyota Tacoma has found itself in such a precarious position, we need to step into the boardrooms and strategy meetings where crucial decisions were made. At first glance, Toyota's leadership seemed to be operating from a place of confidence. After all, when you have decades of dominance in a segment, it is easy to assume that success will continue unchallenged. But what if that confidence was misplaced? Imagine building a castle on a sand dune. It may look stable from the outside, but underneath, the foundation is shifting. That is precisely what some industry insiders suggest was happening behind the scenes at Toyota. Internal reports and memos have hinted that leadership underestimated how quickly the midsize truck market was evolving. Rivals were innovating, offering cutting-edge features and adapting to customer demands, while Toyota doubled down on tradition. One of the most glaring missteps was the assumption that brand loyalty would outweigh market trends. Toyota banked on the Tacoma's reputation as a rugged, dependable truck to keep customers returning. But as buyers began prioritizing comfort, technology, and fuel efficiency, the Tacoma's old-school charm started to feel like a liability. Decisions like maintaining smaller cabin dimensions or sticking to traditional designs may have seemed like preserving the Tacoma's identity, but in reality, they left Toyota playing catch-up in a rapidly shifting market. Reports also suggest that some of Toyota's internal goals were overly cautious. Instead of pushing boundaries, the company seemed content to refine what was already working. This strategy might have been effective in the early 2000s, but in today's market, standing still often means falling behind. As the pieces of the puzzle come together, it becomes clear that these decisions were not isolated miscalculations. They were symptoms of a larger issue: communication breakdown. While the strategic missteps were significant, Toyota's handling of its communication with the public may have compounded the problem. For years, the automaker maintained an air of quiet confidence, rarely addressing rumors or acknowledging customer concerns. This worked when Toyota's reputation was untouchable, but in recent years, that silence has started to feel more like indifference. Consider the Tacoma's ongoing issues with its engine transition. When Toyota replaced its well-loved V6 engine with a turbocharged 4-cylinder, enthusiasts were quick to voice their doubts. Instead of addressing these concerns head-on, Toyota remained tight-lipped, leaving room for speculation to run wild. Did the new engine compromise reliability? Would it hold up over time? Without clear answers, trust in the brand began to waver. This communication breakdown also extended to dealerships. Sales representatives struggled to answer customer questions about the changes to the Tacoma, further fueling uncertainty. Forums and social media platforms became hotbeds for speculation, with potential buyers expressing frustration over the lack of transparency. It raises a critical question: were the warning signs clear and simply ignored, or did Toyota genuinely fail to recognize the growing distrust among its customer base? Transparency is a powerful tool, and its absence can be just as powerful in the wrong direction. By staying silent, Toyota unintentionally allowed rumors and concerns to fill the void. Now, with the brand finally speaking out, the question is whether it is too little, too late to rebuild that trust. External pressures and industry trends. Of course, not all of Toyota's struggles can be attributed to internal decisions or communication gaps. The automotive industry is in the midst of a seismic shift, and external pressures have played a significant role in the Tacoma's challenges. One major factor is the rapid rise of electric and hybrid trucks. Environmental regulations and shifting consumer priorities have pushed automakers to invest heavily in sustainable technology. While Toyota has made strides in hybrid technology, it has been slow to introduce fully electric options in its truck lineup. Competitors like Ford, with their electric F-150, have already gained significant traction in this space, leaving Toyota playing catch-up. Technology has also become a critical battleground. Modern truck buyers are not just looking for horsepower and towing capacity. They want connectivity, advanced driver assistance systems, and luxurious interiors that rival passenger vehicles. While the Tacoma has introduced some updates, its tech offerings still lag behind rivals like the Ford Ranger and Chevrolet Colorado. This gap is not just about features, it reflects a broader shift in what consumers value in a midsize truck. Additionally, global supply chain disruptions have put automakers under immense pressure. From semiconductor shortages to rising material costs, these challenges have affected production timelines and pricing strategies. For Toyota, this has meant delays in delivering promised upgrades and difficulty keeping prices competitive in a market where every dollar matters. These external factors create a perfect storm. Even a brand as iconic as Toyota cannot afford to overlook the speed at which the industry is evolving. Yet Toyota's recent statement suggests that they are aware of these challenges and are working to address them. Whether that will be enough remains to be seen. The unspoken fears. Perhaps the most concerning aspect of the Tacoma's struggles is the unspoken fears that now surround the brand. For decades, buying a Toyota meant investing in a product that you could trust implicitly. It symbolized durability, dependability, and peace of mind. But as doubts creep in, many are wondering, is that trust still justified, or is the golden standard beginning to tarnish? Forums and social media are filled with posts from concerned customers. Some question whether the Tacoma's parts, from its turbocharged engine to its advanced infotainment system, are as durable as they once were. Others express anxiety about resale value, worrying that the Tacoma's current struggles could hurt its reputation in the long term. Rumblings about recurring issues such as drivetrain reliability and production delays are only adding fuel to the fire. Dealerships are also feeling the ripple effects. Sales representatives report that customers are more hesitant than ever, asking pointed questions about reliability, long-term performance, and even Toyota's broader commitment to maintaining quality. This shift in buyer behavior highlights a deeper issue. When trust in a brand is shaken, it is not just about the product, it is about the entire experience of ownership. Customers don't want assurances, they want proof. Toyota's recent statement may have been an attempt to calm these fears, but it is clear that rebuilding confidence will take more than words. Customers need to see action, whether that means addressing specific concerns, introducing new models that reflect current demands, or simply being more transparent about what is happening behind the scenes. Actions such as improved warranty packages or targeted recalls could go a long way in bridging the gap between Toyota and its loyal buyers. As we reach this point in the story, it is clear that the challenges facing the Toyota Tacoma are not just about one truck. They are a reflection of a brand navigating an inflection point, where the decisions made today will shape its future for years to come. What comes next will determine whether Toyota can regain its footing, or if the cracks in its foundation will continue to grow, leaving room for competitors to seize their place. Reactions from the community. The moment Toyota broke its silence about the Tacoma, it set off a whirlwind of reactions. Longtime Tacoma fans, who have always seen the truck as a symbol of reliability and ruggedness, were left grappling with mixed emotions. On one hand, there is cautious optimism. After all, acknowledging a problem is the first step toward fixing it. On the other hand, there is disbelief and even frustration. For many loyalists, this revelation feels like a betrayal of the legacy they have trusted for decades. Social media platforms and online forums are flooded with debates. Some express hope, pointing out that Toyota has a history of bouncing back stronger after setbacks. Others are less forgiving, demanding more than just words. "We need action, not statements," wrote one Tacoma owner on a popular truck enthusiast forum. This sentiment reflects a growing impatience among customers who feel that the automaker should have addressed these issues long before they reached this critical point. At dealerships, the reactions are just as varied. Sales representatives are reporting more hesitant buyers, with questions about long-term reliability and potential resale value dominating conversations. For some prospective customers, the revelations have tipped the scales in favor of competitors like the Ford Ranger or Chevrolet Colorado. However, others are holding on, waiting to see how Toyota will follow through on its promises. Industry analysts have also weighed in. While some see Toyota's admission as a calculated move to rebuild trust, others believe it signals a deeper issue within the brand strategy. The overarching narrative seems to be one of cautious hope, but with a tinge of skepticism. The reaction from the community makes it clear. The Tacoma's loyal base is willing to forgive, but only if Toyota delivers tangible improvements moving forward. A future uncertain. As the dust settles on Toyota's shocking revelation, the future of the Tacoma, and indeed Toyota's midsize truck dominance, remains uncertain. The automotive landscape is evolving rapidly, with competitors seizing every opportunity to gain ground. The rise of electric trucks, shifting consumer demands, and technological advancements mean that the Tacoma is facing a much tougher battle than ever before. Globally, Toyota's struggles with the Tacoma may serve as a cautionary tale. In regions where midsize pickups are a staple, like North America and parts of Asia, competitors are watching closely. Companies like Ford and General Motors are doubling down on their efforts, eager to capitalize on any hesitation from Toyota's customer base. Even smaller players in the market are seeing an opportunity to carve out a niche, particularly in the growing electric truck segment, where innovation and adaptability are key. Yet it is not all doom and gloom. Toyota's reputation, though shaken, still holds considerable weight. Many experts believe the company's next moves will determine whether it regains its footing or continues to lose ground. Rumors of upcoming redesigns and advancements in hybrid technology have started to circulate. Some suggest that Toyota is exploring extended warranties, strategic pricing models, or even bold partnerships to reassure buyers and strengthen its position in this fiercely competitive market. The path forward is anything but clear. Will Toyota use this moment to reinvent the Tacoma for a new generation of buyers? Or will it continue to lean on its legacy and risk falling further behind? Will the brand's innovation be enough to outpace rising competition? Or is this the beginning of a long-term decline? While the answers remain uncertain, one thing is clear: the Tacoma's story is far from over. Am I right? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Thank you for watching.